what am I, like 10 minutes into this already? And I haven't started anything. So, all right, God damn it, let's just get started. Hey, my name is Michael Verdi. I'm going to talk about art, design, life, I don't know, all this kind of stuff. I've wanted to do this for a long time. And yeah, I should have done it a long time ago, but I'm doing it now. So let's see. So I guess the first thing that I wanted to talk about is about, well, why we do anything. Why make art? Why? And I've been thinking about this for a while. But I came across this video the other day, and I'm sorry, and I don't know how to attribute this, but I watched somebody else's video, and they showed a clip of the video that I'm going to show you. But there was this round table of movie directors. I think it's from 2016. It's all guys. And in it, they're talking about who they make movies for. Do they make movies for an audience? Do they make movies for themselves? I think right away, well, somebody says something about making them for an audience. Ridley Scott is in there, and he's like, I disagree. I make them for me. Or maybe he says, I make them for me first. There's some more discussion. And then Alejandro Inarritu says, well, he says this. Let me show you. Yeah.
Well, I think as a species, we have to look at each other. I think if I will say, if tomorrow atomic bomb finish the humanity and I'm the only one staying alive, do I will make a film to see myself? I don't think so. You know what I mean? I think the bottom line, we are made to communicate and to express. That's what film is about.
So, I don't disagree so much with him about that's what film is about. I think that's one of the things that it's about. But I can tell you, yeah, if I was the only one left alive, would I be making a film? Would I be doing this? Fuck yes, 100%. I would still be doing this. And this is something, documenting things, talking about things. Look, I don't know who's going to watch this. No one's going to watch this. I'm going to put this on YouTube. I will be unsurprised if it has 0 views. But I will do it anyway because I'm doing it for me. It's the same reason why I keep notebooks and I write down ideas and I write down the shit that happens, so sometimes, oh, look, it's an idea that I had. Sometimes it's stuff like, notes, a tutorial so I can figure out how to do something else another time, Sometimes, it's stuff happening in the world. But yeah, this isn't my only form of documenting things, right? I take photos of things, I shoot video all the time. And it didn't start out that way, actually. There was a point, let's see. So, as a young guy, I was super interested in making films, but more than making like a narrative film, I was interested in stuff. Oh, I have it playing. So this is actually the very first, and it's going to be out of focus, but that's all right. It's not really a thing that's much in focus. This is the very first video. It's at the end of it that I ever made. Maybe the loop will start. But anyway, I made this video. I even made a zine about it, which I don't even have right now handy. But I made this as a sort of, it was like a video painting in my mind, right? And this is the type of thing that I was interested in to begin with. But then I had this camera. Or eventually got a camera. I didn't own a camera when I made this. This was made with a borrowed from the local public access TV station. But eventually I got a camera. My mother-in-law bought me one for Christmas. And well, I started taping things literally on tape, VHS at the time, right? I taped my kids when they were young. I taped anyone that would sit still long enough that I could catch them on camera. And maybe 20-ish, a little bit more years ago, I had this idea for a project for myself, which is what I'm always doing. Projects or assignments or experiments, I call them sometimes. So I had this project where I wanted to make a film a week. And I don't know what I was imagining, making things like a short narrative film, which by this time I was interested in making. That's kind of hard. One a week would be an impossible pace. So what I ended up doing, sort of, it wasn't actually my first thought to begin with, but I was recording the things around me. And so I was like, well, I can make video. I can do stuff with that video. And so I started documenting things. Eventually, this became a thing, vlogging. I even wrote, because I have it pulled out because I'm going to show you an example in here, but I wrote, or co-wrote with my friend Ryan. We wrote this book about it. But the thing that I didn't appreciate right away, it took me a couple of years, a year or two, to really appreciate the value of having not just recorded a thing, right? But then crafted a story of the thing that I recorded. So it now becomes a document of a thing that happened. And that is just, it's the best. And I bring this up because our brains, my brain, can be sometimes, it feels almost embarrassingly bad at remembering things. So I'm going to show you. So in this book, there's even a photo of, yeah, you can see this. It's like a thumbnail from a video. What does it say on it? My house circa 1976, right? Okay, so here's the thing. I shot some video. I used it. I made screenshots for this book. It's in this book. It's not like I read this book or page through it often or anything, or have memorized the contents of it. We wrote this book almost 20 years ago. But I completely forgot that video existed. Years and years and years go by. I haven't thought about that video. Never once, right, reaches my brain. But I have a friend who called me one day. It was when we were moving. I live in Dallas, when we were moving here, and I was packing things up. And we were gonna restage a play that I worked on a long, long time ago that I made a bunch of video for. And he was asking if I still had that video? And I'm like, yes, actually, I have the boxes with all the tapes. I'm getting ready to pack it up, so I'll pull those out. And when I get to Dallas, I'll get the video off the tapes and there. Well, while I'm going through the box, I find a tape that says New Jersey tour. And I'm like, what? New Jersey tour? What is that? What New Jersey tour? So, this thing runs, it's on a digital 8. So like digital video, but on a high 8 tape. It's a weird format that Sony had. I have a camera somewhere back. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, somewhere there's it's on the other side. I have a camera back there. Firewire to Thunderbolt to whatever monstrosity of a cable to capture this video again. And what I have is 3 hours of bouncy, rambling video in the car with my mom, where we drove all around New Jersey where we lived, most of it in Paterson, looking at all the places that we lived, some from places that she lived before I was born, and included a place that had been knocked down, an apartment that we had lived in that was no longer there. But it was amazing to me that I could have had this whole day with my mother where we drove around and we talked about all the places that we lived, and I'd completely forgotten about it. But I documented it, and when I saw that tape, the whole memory of that time with my mom just came back in an instant. So I've since, anyway, so much of these videos that I've put together over the years have been from the tiniest little things. Oh, I don't even think I set these up right, but they become like memes for our family, like here, let me show you this.
And what about the pirate thing?
Stupid! Stupid! Look, when something is stupid, it's not just stupid. It's stupid! We say this to ourselves all the time. Or this one here.
Who do you play with all the time?
All by myself.
All by myself. The feeling sad for yourself voice. We use this constantly. Others are bigger, like my dad had open heart surgery, which you'll see here in a second. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but he started talking about wishbones, and I had this little tiny MP4 camera. This is before your phone had a camera on it, and I recorded this clip.
Now, what do you think about a wishbone?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, like, you're supposed to make a wish, and you need somebody else to make a wish with you. To hold the other end.
Right.
Because if you do it by yourself, you're a winner. But when you do it with somebody else, somebody's always a loser.
Sure.
So why would you want to pull a wishbone knowing that you can be a loser? I said,
but I don't
join me on the wishbone, we'll make a wish.
Yeah, I don't think it works if you do it by yourself.
Well, it don't work if you do it by yourself, but then if you do it with somebody else and you win, they lose.
Right.
Why would they want to participate in it?
Because maybe they'll win.
And then you lose.
Right.
And then don't they I would feel bad that Mikey asked me to do the wishbone with him and I won and he lost.
Right.
It just doesn't seem like it's ought to work.
Yeah.
It ought to be a thing. like you shouldn't do wishbones. So we're going to throw it away. Make a no wish.
Anyway, yeah, that's my dad. Like, oh gosh, what I love about that is I mean, that's him. That's so the guy he was. Yeah. So what else did I want to say about this? It's just that there is a thing about communicating with others. I desperately want to communicate with others. But it's also for myself. Like, it is that augmentation to my memory, but it's also trying to understand what I think and feel about things. That a lot of times happens only, upon reflection. I mean, sometimes I know exactly what I think about things, but and then also that changes over time. Those things mean different things to me the older they get and the older I get, or the farther removed from that moment that I am. And I think this is an aspect of art that I don't often hear people talk about. And I think for me, this really is it really is the main reason why I would make anything. First and foremost. And then if on top of that, someone else, you got something from that, that's fucking great. But I'm still making it, even if it's just me. If an atomic bomb blows up the world, I'll just be the last person making videos or printing zines or whatever. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. Until next time, thanks.